I'd like to welcome you all to our special session for today. We normally have a technology session, but we have Adrienne, a special brand new guest for us today from Holistic Horsemanship Services, where today she will be talking about equine assisted learning for personal development. The WildTech DC Senior Digital Inclusion Program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You shall not rely on the info on any apps or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. So let's make sure to keep our TVs and our cell phones and our microphones in mind so that way y'all can hear and understand each other. But yes, this will be on YouTube. So hello, YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us. You can review and share this video as much as you'd like. And again, I highly encourage you to take screenshots, notes throughout the session, but also to utilize the chat and, of course, those raise hand feature. Adrienne, if you could introduce yourself and your topic for today. Thanks so much for coming on, and the floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. A little bit about me. I started my career as a recreational therapist in physical medicine and rehabilitation. In that setting, we treated many different physical and cognitive ailments caused by stroke and primarily traumatic brain injury. So from that career and that area of interest, I took some time away and I was actually a stay-at-home mom. But I have owned, ridden, and taken care of barns and farms for over 50 years. So I leaned back into that part of my history and became PATH certified. And PATH stands for the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. And when I did that PATH certification, I was an instructor primarily of children with special and differing abilities and helping them ride horses. So, and we know in riding a horse, that is the only natural, true mechanism that imitates the gait of the human walk. So it's called, if it's done by a physical therapist or an occupational therapist, it's called hippotherapy. Okay. But there's also therapeutic riding that is simply to address following directions, to address motivation for an activity that these individuals look forward to going to. And I did that for about 5 years. And then I leaned into the mental health aspect of equine assisted learning and also equine assisted psychotherapy. Again, with my history of horses and farming for 50 plus years, I was gravitated to how we could serve in the mental health realm. And most specifically now, we have an epidemic of isolation and loneliness. And we know that nonverbal communication plays a role in that. So when we do these outings, due to the generosity of the Washington Home and collaborating with all these incredible organizations in DC, we're able to bring participants out to the farm to experience hands-on interactions with horses. And I will always reference that we don't use the horses. They are our co-facilitators. They are my coworkers. Okay. And because horses are in the moment 24/7. So we know it's very in vogue to talk about be in the moment, be fully present. But the best instructors of that are creatures that live it. So horses are prey animals, and we are all predators. A dog is a predator. Okay. So horses are prey. So it behooves them to be hyper vigilant about being in the moment. Okay. It keeps them alive. It keeps them safe. And the other thing is they are a unit. they are a herd, they are a family. So they're always watching out for each other and they're always communicating with each other. But again, it's non-verbal. It's high context communication. So when we talk about our isolation and loneliness, we have to think about our nonverbal communication and what it's putting out to the world. So if, for example, we might cross our arms and turn our head away from someone, that's a nonverbal communication of not right now. I do not want to connect. I do not want to interact with you right now. The other thing horses do that we do as humans is make bids for connection. So if a horse goes up to another horse in his herd and rubs his head on the horse's shoulder, that's a bid for connection. If a horse sees a horse eating and grazing on a blade of grass and puts his nose next to that horse's, that's a bid for connection. And often in our busy human lives, we can miss bids for connection from others, or our bids for connection can be left unseen or unaccepted. Okay. So this is what the herd can help us with. It's not, and we know that just putting people in a group doesn't necessarily help with loneliness. I don't know about many of you, but I have been my loneliest in a crowd or at a party when I didn't feel like I fit in. Right? So that feeling of just being in a group doesn't always help our loneliness. In fact, sometimes it exacerbates it. And when one horse pins its ears or turns its butt to another, it doesn't mean I don't ever want to connect with you. It simply means not right now. And as humans, if someone denies us connection, we might take it so personally that we never try to connect with them again. And they may have been just having a moment. Are there any questions before we go into our slideshow?
Oh, that was a wonderful explanation and how horses kind of, I didn't know about the thing about the gesture and the walking, and that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And
And
I didn't know anything about in the moment. Would you elaborate on that again?
Yes. So horses, they talk about us trying to not be on our phones or not be distracted by all of the things going on in our own to-do list. So horses cannot be distracted because then a predator could cause them danger or eat them. So they're always present. So when you're interacting and you're leading a horse or you're brushing a horse, they want you to be completely in touch with them. They don't want you on your phone. They don't want you talking to someone else. They are looking for that one-on-one connection because it makes them feel safe.
Uh-huh. Now, is this practiced by jockeys who are training or trainers of horses that race?
So at the farm, I have 8 horses, and they all come from very different backgrounds, just like all of us have very different backgrounds. So one was an A show jumper. This horse in his prime was probably about $200,000 or $300,000, but he acquired an injury where he was no longer able to jump. But his work here as a therapy horse is probably his most shining moment, even though he almost went to the Olympics. So it helps us understand, even in our second and third and fourth chapters, we still have tremendous value. And even though we can't do all the things maybe that we did earlier in life, it does not mean that we do not have value. So these horses, your question, some are show horses, some were cowboy horses. They cut cattle, they worked on a ranch. Some were trail horses. One is a miniature horse that was shown in hand. No one rode it, but she got in shows just by how she looked.
Mm.
So all different backgrounds.
Adrian, when you talked about how they're kind of always on go, that made me think of when we looked at some videos of wildlife animals across the world, and that's kind of how I think of giraffes or how they described them. Because giraffes, if they lay down to sleep, then they're more, the predators could get them.
Yeah.
So they all, that's why they only sleep and they sleep standing up or they sleep very little.
Yes. Yes. And horses will sleep standing up, but
Mm-hmm.
occasionally they will lay down and the other horses will continue to stand. So in a herd of 8, 2 or 3 might lay down in a circle, but the one standing up will circle around them.
Mm.
So they're always watching out for each other.
It sounds like we need to learn a lot from horses.
Oh, so much.
Any questions for Adrian before we go into the presentation? Does any questions about anything that she shared so far? Please raise your hand. But that was a great question, Yvonne.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask that too. I like how you said that they're your co-facilitators.
Yes. Yes.
Any questions? This is quite new for us too, so I hope you guys are enjoying. We have about 20 folks on the call.
Oh, awesome.
All right. Well, raise your hand if you have any questions, but Adrian, if you want to ask the group if they have any questions at any time, please do
Okay.
so. But I have your presentation up.
Okay.
So please tell us about holistic horsemanship.
So holistic horsemanship was started in 2021 after acquiring our nonprofit status. We offer equine assisted learning. And now that I have my master's in clinical mental health counseling, we offer equine assisted psychotherapy. You have to be careful not to say therapy unless you're working in with that background and that education. Again, people say, who do you see? So we see a variety of different populations. We see veterans and first responders to help them in the work that they do. I run a grief support group for those who are experiencing grief, and that collaboration is with my local hospice, which is Blue Ridge Care. We do it's a trilogy of events. It's 3 weeks in a row. And then we do a Saturday clinic for families. And then something I'm very interested in, I'm actually speaking about it in November at a conference, is co-parenting after divorce. And that is to bring the parents together with the children at the farm so that we can talk about what it looks like to still be present for our children and after our divorce. And the horses help us to communicate that leadership. We can still lead with a united front on particular non-negotiables on the co-parenting aspects of life. Okay, and there's another program in the barn. These are 2 of my incredible volunteers. These are students that when they were in high school, they were either looking for community service hours for college, or they were looking for community service hours after it was assigned to them because maybe they got into a little bit of trouble about something. So, but They come, they get their hours. These two individuals have done over 300 or 400 hours. They're both now in college, and they continue to come back. They text me, "Can we come groom the horses?" And I'm like, absolutely. So that's just, we say this work takes a village. You know, it is extremely laborious to take care of 8 horses. So these types of programs help all the horses get plenty of attention. And that particular horse is Dutch.
That's the name of the horse?
Yes.
Oh, what's the history behind Dutch?
So Dutch Master, that's his full name, is a quarter horse. And a quarter horse is a horse that's meant to run a quarter mile, the fastest. And they're also known to move cattle, and they can run barrels. They can pole. That's when you go in and out of the poles really fast.
Mm-hmm.
They are an overall very versatile herd member.
Thank you. 300-400. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I graduated here in DC where you had to do at least 100, but I feel like that those community service hours can really show you something amazing. So I'm glad that they want to come back. That just shows how much they loved it. We have Mr. Angelo. We have a question. Thank you.
Yes, my question is, when you say move cattle, is that like they tell the cattle where to go, or kind of herd them like those dogs do sometimes?
Yes, sir. So a quarter horse is trained to put his head down on a cow that's left the herd and to move them with his body. And then the rider is letting the horse kind of tell the cow what to do. There's also sporting events like team penning or cow cutting that you do for sport that was actually originated in actually having to move cattle from point A to point B. But now there's sporting events where you can get judged on your ability to cut a cow out of the herd or to move a cow.
Wow. Oh, wow. And they judge the horse. They judge the horse on
their ability.
The owner gets the credit.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's cool.
And if any of you watch Yellowstone, those are typically quarter horses in that very popular show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you, Mr. Angelo.
Thank you.
Your question. We got Ms. Dolores. Another question.
Yes, hello everyone. My question is, how does a horse help you to deal with grieving? And also, are they able to notice a person who has fear of horses?
Okay. Excellent questions, Dolores. So how we co-facilitate with horses in grief is the first session is about getting to know the horses and knowing that they each have a story like all of the people in the group. So we tell each horse's story. And then we talk about their nutrition because it's very, very similar to our nutrition. And we know in grief that we kind of crave carbs and sugar because we want that satiation to our taste buds. We want to feel better. But we also know we need hydration and protein for our bodies to actually feel better. So the horse is similar. He would eat a lot of sugar all day if we allowed him, but it would be detrimental to his health. And they can recognize our emotions. They will connect with me. They're very familiar with my face and my voice. So if they feel overwhelmed by any of particular participant, they will lean into me and kind of ask me with their body, am I okay? Does that answer? I think there was one more. I didn't.
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out, like me, I'm a person like I always want to ride a horse, but I'm afraid of horses, you know, to a certain extent. So by me being new, I heard you talking about how you would entertain with the horse, connect with the horse, but how would I connect with that horse?
Okay. It's an excellent question, Dolores, because if you're afraid or if you're worried, your heart rate goes up, right? So we start every session with 4-7-8 breathing. And I do that for the safety of my herd. Because if I allowed people to go in there elevated, they would feel all these elevated heart rates from all these human predators. So we do grounding exercises before we go into their space. And if they sense that you're still frightened and your heart rate is up, they would present with being concerned or a little bit afraid of you. Because because a predator's heart rate goes up before it goes in to kill its prey. Right? So the horse doesn't know what your hurricane is. All it knows is your heart rate is up. So they would be slightly apprehensive.
And also, I guess you would work with me individually first before I connect with the horse.
Exactly. And we would breathe and we would exhale, and we exhale the whole time loudly while we're in the barn to keep my herd members feeling safe. So that because no predator comes into their space breathing loudly. What does the predator do? It holds its breath and it's sneaky. So we go in exhaling loudly and walking regularly.
Oh, okay. That's something to think about. I'll be taking some deep breaths.
Yes. It works in other areas of your life too.
Yes, thank you.
Great questions, Dolores. We have Louise. Do you have a question for Adrian? Thank you.
Yeah, I was wondering if the horse feels safe when you're not distracted. What about human? Like, we have one family member who, if he calls on the phone and anybody else is talking, he doesn't talk. He waits till when that person is gone, you can call him back. And I always wonder, and everybody laugh about it, but I always think that there's something connected with just want to be private or something like that. So if the horse doesn't feel safe, I guess they don't feel safe if somebody else is on the phone or talking on the background.
Yeah, they do like you to be focused because leadership to a horse means safety. It doesn't mean you make more money than I do, or you have more initials behind your name, or you have a bigger house. Leadership means you are the best herd member to keep me safe. And that means fully focused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good questions. That just makes me think in real life. I mean, as long as you're nice and kind to someone, you don't, the initials, how it doesn't, that doesn't really matter. It's just who you are at the end of the day is what counts.
Yes.
To someone else. I love that analogy. Great questions, you guys. You guys are so inquisitive. I love it. These are some questions I wish I would have asked. Please raise your hand if you have a question, or you could also put it in the chat as well. Okay, we got one more, and I think we'll go through some slides. Thank you all. Gracie.
I just wanted to tell her thank you for the information. As a child, I was around horses all the time, and I was deathly afraid of them. And they, I can see now why they didn't take to me, even though they tried to make me like the horses. They picked up on my fright. So that makes me feel much better.
Exactly.
I thought I was something wrong.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
You're so welcome, Gracie.
Real quick, I got you, Bridget. What's going on? What question or comment you got?
Hi. When I was young, my brothers and I, we always went to Central Avenue to ride these horses that were at the farm on Central Avenue by where the old drive-through movie theater was. But when my brothers approached the horses, the horses would kind of like skittle back all the time. They weren't doing anything, they were just aggressive. But when I approached the horses, they were always nicer to me. They always came up to me and snuggled my face and put their spit on my face. It was disgusting. But but when I got up to ride the horse was very calm. But when my brothers got up to ride the horse, they were not calm at all.
Yeah. So Bridget, it was energy. It was the energy. So if you think of young boys and they're excited and they were, together, and then you came in and you may have been a little bit apprehensive, but you were breathing, you were connected to your breath, you were calmer, and the horses feel your energy and your heart rate.
Oh, okay. Because they were very affectionate toward me.
Yeah.
And they were always skittish toward them. In fact, one of them took off running in the woods with my brother on them and wiped them off.
Well, you can imagine having a predator with a high heart rate on your back.
Oh.
You have to be calm. You have to be calm when you're on that horse.
Yes.
Yeah, they would ride off into the woods and they brush him off, and he'd come walking out with his hat in his hand and looking disgusted. Yeah. And we were laughing, and when we laughed, my horse would do this little dance thing, like he was laughing. But they never threw me off. They didn't do anything to me. But they would rub my brothers off with a tree. They just walk up to the tree and rub them off.
They were stressed out.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Okay. That was at Central Avenue. They had a horse ranch over there. We used to ride all the time. But that makes perfect sense now.
Oh,
thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
I love all these stories, y'all. Thank you. I learned so much about you guys every day, and that's through our wonderful guests. So thank you for sharing, folks. Adrian, you were on it. You were like, "Oh, I love it." When you were like, "Oh, I've seen this before," because it's so amazing. I love it.
So again, we said it takes a village, and this is a company out of Alexandria, I believe, or Arlington. I always get those mixed up because I'm a farmer, but they get paid. So they're all technical people, computer people like Alex, and they get to have a paid day off to support a nonprofit. So this group has been coming for about 5 years, and they work at the farm all day. We have pizza for lunch. And I mean, it is dirty. They're scrubbing stall walls. They're picking manure. They're banging boards to make sure the fence is sturdy. They love it. And that company's name is Brightbox.
They look so happy. Hey, you look happy too.
My yellow boots.
Y'all look like you're in it to win it. I love it. It takes a village, just like a horse. In their village, it takes a human village as well.
Yes.
Oh, here's the grief.
Yes. So exploring grief through equine assisted learning. So I've been doing this group for about 8 years, and I'll give you some transparency on why I started a grief group. In 2016, I lost my veteran brother to death by suicide. And as a clinician, I knew I needed to seek support in my grief. And I went to a support group. It was actually in the basement of our courthouse, and it didn't have any windows. And honestly, it was pretty awful. And I came home, and my family was like, "Oh, how was the support group? Do you feel better?" And I said, "No, I don't. It was awful. It was in a courthouse. It was in a basement." And from that, I got an idea. And I said, my place of respite, my place of healing is the barn. And I wonder if it could help other people. So I reached out to my local hospice and I said, "Hey, I have an idea. I'd like to host a grief support group with my horses and in my barn." And they sent out their grief and loss support team, and I gave them a session, what it would look like. And this picture of the humans, this is all of us exhaling with Dutch. And he is, you can see his head is down. He is very safe. And he's not tethered or tied. It's very important to me that my horses be able to walk away if it's too much or if they're uncomfortable. Their autonomy is very important to me and their well-being. So he has walked up to this group because they're soft in their waist, their hands are hanging heavy, and they're exhaling.
You don't see this every day, do you, folks? This is amazing. That horse looks really relaxed.
Yeah. Yeah. And like in our nonverbal communication, when we exhale and we relax, it's contagious like a yawn. Have you ever seen somebody across the room yawn? And then you're like, oh man, right? Well,
even if you say the word yawn, it's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And if you, it's sometimes if someone yawns and this other person yawns and then you yawn back, it's kind of like a chain reaction.
Exactly. So the same thing, if I come and stand next to Alex, for example, because I feel he's under stress, and I stand next to him, not too close, but I go, if I wait a few seconds, Alex might realize that he's been holding his breath, and then he lets out an exhale. Well, when we let out an exhale as a group in the barn, you will hear the horses start to exhale.
That's amazing. Thank you. Oh.
Yes. So we, at the farm, we experience loss and grief as well. So I wanted to share with you my beautiful Millie. And at the farm, we experienced loss and grief over herd members. At the beginning of 2026, we lost our dear friend and herd member, Millie. We cherish the friendship and love she gave us. When we lose friends and family, it changes our trajectory, and sadness is upon us. But we move forward in this journey of life. So I had the pleasure of taking care of Millie for about 15 to 18 years. And she was in her 40s when she passed away.
Oh my.
And she used to love to put her forehead on my forehead.
Oh, I shared rest in peace, Millie, in the chat.
Thank you.
16 to 18. Wow, it's you spent a lot of your life with
yes.
with
yes. She is a beautiful soul.
I hope this doesn't sound weird, but when she passed, were you there to comfort her?
Oh, yes. Yes. So Millie's a donkey, but it's in the equine family. But she got what we call colic. Now, mind you, she was we call it a super senior. So she was in her 40s. But she got a belly situation that's called colic, and she was in pain. And I called the vet, and we agreed that it would be in her best interest to put her to sleep. And we were with her the entire time.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yes.
I just think of losing our pets is not just an animal. It's like losing one of our family members.
Yes.
Like I know people that grew up with their cats, like from childhood to adulthood.
Yes. Yes.
Same dogs are cherished animals.
Yeah, this was a tough loss for the farm, but I wanted to share that we lose in as farmers too. We're experiencing grief as we all experience grief in our lives.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. And these are just some fun photos. So the first picture is me and a horse named Clayton. And this is from Boulder Crest Foundation, where I've also been serving them for about 10 years. And that's where I help veterans and first responders interact with the herd and understand their communication and watching for bids for connection. And then the other piece is my tractor. So the paddocks have to be mowed to keep the grass at a certain height. And in a farmer's life, the day-to-day routine, as you can imagine, is quite structured. But being on the tractor, that's actually an air-conditioned cab with a radio. So don't feel sorry for me. And when I want to take a day off from humans, I get on my tractor. And we told you before, the herd comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. And this is our miniature horse. She's 20 years old. She'll never get any larger. And her name is River. And the miniature horse, you have to be very careful. She cannot be allowed to be on a lot of grass, because grass in the spring and the sugar puts off a lot of sugar. And that would be very detrimental to her diet.
So cute. I love it. We have a question.
Okay.
Mr. Angelo, comment for today.
Yeah, I just heard you say the miniature horse is 20 years old.
Yes.
Is that old, or
not
are they like dogs, or
okay? Great question. Because horses are living longer, just as we are living longer. So because of nutrition, because we understand veterinarian medicine so much more, because we understand what their gut and their diet needs are, and we can keep them safe, they are living longer. So there was a day that 20 was an old horse, but now they're competing and showing and doing all the things up into their mid-20s and even into their 30s.
What's the average age?
It depends on the breed a little bit. A dear friend of mine had a 42-year-old Arabian.
Oh, goodness.
But I would say late 20s and now 30s is a good long life.
All right. And before, they used to live much shorter lives?
Yes. Well, like an injury now that is not such a big deal would be a life-ending injury 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, you got to put them down.
Yes.
Wow. So they have technology and medicines and whatnot they can achieve. Okay.
And their diet.
Okay. Yes. 20s, middle 20s to middle 30s.
Yes.
Okay.
And depending on the care and where they live, all the things.
Right. Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. Great questions. Wow, Adrian, you're so inspiring. You have so many questions. We got Miss Brenda. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Miss Adrian.
Hi,
Adrian. Does the miniature horse, are they born to fully grown horses, or
no? They are like a dwarf of a horse.
Okay, so they have their own.
Okay. And not to be confused with a pony. So you have a pony that's never going to get any bigger either, but it's bigger than a miniature. A pony can be ridden. A miniature should not be ridden.
Okay.
Their spine cannot. It's not appropriate.
Can't support it. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a family of miniatures that are bred to have miniatures. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Denise next, then Louise. Thank you.
Hi. I wanted to say, when you was talking about how your horse rub his forehead against your forehead, my cat does that. When we looking out the window, he'll come and rub his forehead against mine, and then he want to kiss, and I give him a little kiss. But not really kiss him in his mouth. I just say, and he happy. And so now the other cat does it now. I have two. He wants to kiss too. And then both of them will kiss each other. like just a friendly kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, but that forehead rubbing, I used to say, what's this for?
Oh, it's a bid for connection. I want to be close to you. I want to know more about you. I want to be near you.
Okay, because he does it a lot.
Yep.
And then he want to kiss after he do that. I'm like, boy, you better.
Well, they're very comfortable with you. That if they weren't, they wouldn't be acting so easy around you. Because
yeah, that's what it is. And then I feed them. Yeah, but I did want to ask you because I heard you say that.
Yes.
I was saying, damn, that's what my cat do. Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Denise.
Thank you. Another thing, the donkeys.
Yes.
They have a cross on their back.
Yes.
Yep.
Millie. Yep. She had a significant, you can't see.
They sure do. They have a religious, it's a cross.
Yes. Yep.
They sure do.
It is
all
true.
of them. I don't know they born like that.
Yes.
If you look in the Bible, you'll see it.
It's a very, very noticeable cross on their backs.
It sure is. Yep. I don't know if some people knew that. But yeah, me and my granddaughters seen it before.
You said
some people don't know that.
That's a donkey?
This is a donkey that's on the screen now.
Has a cross on its back?
On their back. It comes over their shoulders and then it goes down their spine.
If you had a picture, you could show them, but I guess you don't.
I know I don't, but that's a good thought, Denise.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Let me share that.
Thank you. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
look at you, Alex.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very distinguishable.
Yep.
Yep. Across. See it?
Thank you.
First picture.
Yeah.
Millie had that.
Look at these. I learned something new every day.
I learned something new too.
Louise, you had a question, comment? Thank you, Denise.
Because I think Jesus, he rode the donkey.
I just wanted to ask her, is the horse with this, like how the dogs have different age? It's like 7 years, right?
Yes.
Is the horse just like us?
No. So, well, they start at, they're like 1 to something, and I should know this, is they're regular like us, but then it adds. And I don't know the math on that, but it's
probably like is it like exponential?
Yes.
Yes. Because each animal is going to be different. Use a fast growth rate early on from birth to age 3. Each horse year is about 6.5 human years. After age 4, each horse year is about 2.5 human years. A 5-year-old horse is like a 25-year-old human.
Wow.
Okay.
Does that sound right?
Yes. Thank you, Alex.
Wow.
Yes. 10 horse years is about 35 human years. 15 horse years is about 45 to 49 human years. 20 horse years is like 55 to 66. So 20 years is like like a new senior. 25 horse years is about 70 human years, and 30 horse years is about 85 to 90 human years.
I have a 32-year-old mare, female horse here.
So that's like 92 years old in human years. Oh my gosh.
And she's doing amazing.
Just like a lot of us.
Yep.
Yeah. That is amazing. Thank you so much.
I think that was super cool to learn. I never, dog in human years, but horse in human years. Now we know.
Now
we know.
How about you, Geraldine? You have a question?
Yeah, I have a comment. We saw a movie, a documentary today about horses, and I learned that they are social animals and they like to be together.
Yes.
And they don't like to be alone.
No.
And it said that when a horse gets real old and you put him out by himself, he'll die, and it's like a heartache because he's not with anybody else. That was interesting to me.
Yep, it's very, very true. They are herd animals. They're companion animals. They are meant to be in a herd, a group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Sounds like humans.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we you know, they say it takes a village, but if we didn't have villages or if people didn't live next to each other, we wouldn't have what we have today.
No.
Thank you for remembering that from the film today. I love it. It was so
Yeah.
cool, like from the 18 to 1900s and just all the
Yeah.
history of horses is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh. We've been learning, Adrian. We've been
Yeah,
trying to get
I can
ready. We've been trying to
tell.
get ready for you. So
I love it.
oh my
Well,
gosh.
this whole topic is so new to me, Alex, because I never associated horses with any kind of therapy. And this is the first time I've been introduced to a conversation like this.
Oh, I felt the same when I learned about them, and I was like, "Oh, my seniors would be so interested in it." So I'm just happy that Adrian is on, and I've learned a lot too. This is something new.
Absolutely.
I never thought about horses and you know, grief and like support groups and just everything that she's talking about. So I'm glad that it's piquing your interest. Thank
Yes, but I notice when they have the Preakness and the different horse races, the
Yes.
horses seem to be separated, even in the stables. Each one is, they're compartmentalized.
Yes. So,
And is that a good thing for their mental health?
Well, okay, so those horses, as you can well imagine, are extremely, extremely fiscally, there's a lot going on financially there. So they do not want them hurting each other. And in play and in herd and in groups, they can get very rambunctious and interact. And it would not behoove the owners and the trainers that hope to win that race to let them play or be physically together.
Oh,
but you can have a horse in one paddock and a horse in another paddock. And as long as they can see another horse or be near another horse, it does help them.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder about that because they do keep them separated.
Yes. And that is for safety. They would bubble wrap them before those races if they could.
Wow. Yeah, because money talks.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yes. I think they're taking a second look at horse racing in terms of how horses are trained and sometimes abused.
Yes, they're really looking at it, and it's a good look for the horse.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Yvonne. I love your question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex, for this topic.
Oh, my pleasure. We have Miss Marie. You have a question or comment for Adrian today? Make sure you hit unmute in the middle, Miss Marie, if you have a question. Again, thank you so much, Adrian, for being here.
Yes.
Miss Marie, again, make sure you hit unmute in the middle. So that way you can ask your question, okay? I see you, Miss Marie. I see you. Would you like to share some about this, Adrian?
Yes, I can. And so the horse on the left, if you look at the ground, this horse has just been what we call clipped. So this is Duncan, and Duncan has Cushing's disease or metabolic syndrome. You could relate it to diabetes in a human. So he is going to have an inability to shed that winter coat. So we're going to help him by clipping him with clippers, and that's how much hair came off, and that's to keep him comfortable. And then the other, the miniature horse has his head through the gate. That's River. And Ladora is on the inside of that fence. But do you see how they're making a bid? They're close together. Even though they're on separate sides of a fence, they're wanting to be near each other.
I see. I see the little one is in between the
Yes.
words.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Marie. I see you're able to unmute.
Hello. I want to know, isn't it super expensive and time consuming to own a horse?
Oh, my lands, Marie. You get the question of the day. It is extremely expensive, unfortunately. Horsemanship, horse ownership, the hay, the feed, the manure removal,
yes,
the land, all of it is very, very expensive. And I recognize my privilege to be able to do this work. 5 of the 8 horses are sponsored by their owners, which helps. The landowners where I rent the farm love this work that I do. So they support me, and the labor is extremely intensive. And but
the volunteers help.
They help, and it is a labor of love. So I am living the dream to be able to do this work. And whenever I get, a little overwhelmed by it, I remind myself, don't forget, you're living your dream.
Yes. Thank you for answering my question.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate you, Adrian.
Thank you.
Yes. So, what are these names again? Or
this is Duncan with his hair being clipped, and then Ladora is the tall white horse and then River is our miniature, and you can see their fields in the back.
I know someone named Ladora. I love that name.
Isn't it a great name?
I love the mullet that this horse has.
That's just a bad hair day, Alex.
So how is that? Because I know with dogs where like I see the videos on social media where like the people have to like help cut the hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have to muzzle the dog, and
Yes.
it gets how sharp and how stressful it may be. So how is that with the horse and maybe giving it a haircut?
Yeah, so they have to get you want to be gentle, you want to let them get accustomed to it. These horses are very accustomed to it, so the vibration on their skin is no longer an issue. But a young horse is going to have a big opinion about the clippers.
I could imagine.
Okay, and this is a gathering building. This is a building on the property that this is where we have lunch. This is where we see a slideshow. It looks like a Vermont ski lodge, and we're very blessed and privileged to be able to use this building for our events. It's called the Gathering Building.
So this is where
this is on the farm.
Yeah, so this is where where you bring those groups in and they come in and have the lunch and the presentation, and it looks very beautiful. I love the wood and the granite. It looks like a fun time.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Miss Laura said, I like that you are living your dream. I can hear the joy in your voice. Thanks for sharing your joy with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yvonne, another question. Thank you. Comment for today?
I was just wondering, I might have missed this, but where is this located physically?
Yes, this is in Northern Virginia. We're in Purcellville, Virginia, and it's Trillium Farm.
Oh, okay.
It's about an hour and a half, depending on traffic, from DC pickups.
Yeah. I'm a minute from Meadowbrook Farm off of East-West Highway.
Okay.
And they have some lovely horses there, and I just love petting them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're familiar with that facility.
I have heard of it, but I don't know it, well.
Yeah. It's just outside. Well, I guess that's Silver Spring. It's right off East-West Highway.
Okay.
Going toward Wisconsin Avenue, Connecticut Avenue. So lovely. It's called Meadowbrook Farm.
Okay. I don't get off my own farm much.
So I bet you know. And Rock Creek Park has a farm. I think at one time they had the farm there. Do you know if they still have horses at Rock Creek Park?
I personally do not know.
But equine therapy, that is certainly something I'd never heard of before.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Adrian has, I love the intention behind it, and again, the everything that their mission does. It's not just, petting horses, but actually having the education behind it, and of course the demonstrations and the ideology is so amazing, equating humans and horses. We're not that different.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, we got one more question. I think we'll go on to another side. We got Denise. Thank you.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, when you riding a horse,
Yes.
if you don't ride them proper way, will they throw you?
Yeah. So a horse is looking for you to sit on its spine in a balanced fashion. That's why when I used to do traditional riding instruction, I had my riders develop a relationship and understanding of the horse before I ever let them sit on them. As you
Yeah,
think
'cause
about yourself, who you'll let touch you, who you'll let in your space, you need to have
right.
a connection first. So I am against, just traditional go somewhere to ride and get on a stranger, because I don't think it's fair.
Right. Yeah, true. This a funny little thing about me. When I was younger in school, we had fair day, May Day out in the,
Uh-huh.
in the parking lot. I'm not in the parking lot, in the front out there, wherever it be. So anyway, they'd bring the horses and the donkeys and all. Now me, I say, well, I'll be thinking about, I'm not get on that horse because that horse might throw me. I say, but I
Right.
want to get on the donkey. And they say, you too big to get on the donkey. That's for the little kids. I say, well, I wants to get on the donkey. And I got on the donkey. And I'm big old girl on the donkey and everybody laughing at me. They like, look at her on that donkey. And they got on the horse. But I say, I'm not getting on that horse. He's not going to throw me. 'Cause that's what I was thinking in my mind. Yeah, so I
Right.
got on the donkey. I had a good time on that donkey. Yeah, that was fun. We used to have May Day. You know how you wrap the maypole?
Yeah, the maypole. I
Yeah.
love that.
I don't think they do that in school no more.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. But I just wanted to tell you that. And I was
Thank
wondering
you.
about them, how they, when you ride them, you don't ride them right, they'll throw you.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you. Let me share.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Oh, look at these,
Okay.
everyone.
So we have raised garden beds at the farm, and we just talk about that the garden needs attention and tending, just like our friendships and our connections. We can't just leave it go. We have to tend to it, water it, and harvest it. So we have a tendency to neglect our friendships or neglect our connections. And we have to remember that we have to tend to them.
What are you guys growing?
So there's vegetables, flower cuttings, herbs, mint, lemon, basil, and we use it in our deep breathing so that we can, reset our thoughts.
And for the lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, I love fresh herbs and
Yes, and it can a smell. We want people to remember a smell from the farm to help them, remember their visit.
The left picture, looked like it's such a beautiful day. The
Yes.
blue sky and the greenery. How many acres?
50 acres.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I love it. Thanks so much for sharing this.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is our kitchen, and the feed room, aka kitchen, looks very different from a traditional kitchen, but the goals are relatively the same: to provide proper nutrition to each herd member based on their dietary needs. The herd requires protein, carbohydrates, healthy fats, and fiber, just like our diets. So those are cans of all the different horse feeds. Each horse has a different requirement. And medications.
This is literally this four things are like for our breakfast, including hydration too, but that's literally like breakfast. We've talked about great ways to start our day. So like oatmeal, eggs on whole grain toast,
Yes.
smoothies, yogurt parfaits.
Can you blow up that feed board on the third picture, Alex? So yeah, so that board is written what everybody gets, how much they get, what medicine they're on, all of it's a communication, so we can make sure we feed them properly.
Just like us, we need a plan.
Yep, a diet and a plan.
Is this each of the horses' favorite colors? No.
Horses are actually colorblind. But it does help us. Each of those feed bowls has a number, and each stall has a number. So we know anybody could actually go into my barn if I had set the feed out earlier and know what bowl went to what horse.
Oh, I see Ladora on the list.
She's number 8. Yep.
Yeah, it looks a little different. Especially, what's this big orange thing?
This is water tanks. It's the whole water system for the whole farm is in this room. So we've made it's the employee break room, and it's the feed room, and it's the tack room. It's our multi-purpose room.
I love it.
And then we talk about the herd senses and feels our emotions. These are 2 different horses at Boulder Crest that I work with. Like we talked about earlier, they can feel our heartbeats up to 30 feet away. They are prey animals, and we are predators. This is the herd I serve with at Boulder Crest Foundation, delivering the connection module every month to veterans, first responders, veteran couples, and teen children of veterans. Can you guess my emotions here? Do you sense and feel the emotions of others around you? Does anyone in your circle recognize your emotions?
Oh, I feel other people's feelings all the time. I feel like I can look at someone and kind of feel maybe what they're feeling sometimes. Like if they're a little sad, it may make me feel sad, or if they're happy, it make me smile. If they're worried, it may feel like I want to ask them, is everything okay? So
yes. And that first picture, you can see that's Gabriel, and Gabriel looks a little cross to me. So I made a cross face.
What do y'all think of these pictures? How do you can you guess the emotions?
They look so huge. They are huge.
Definitely, you can feel the emotions.
I see different emotions on her face.
Yes.
The last one is she's happy.
Yes. What can we tell from the horse's ears?
So pinned back is typically, look, I don't want to generalize too much. So back can be listening behind them, but pinned back, head down, eyes big is mad typically.
What?
Or protective. Okay. Ears forward is curious or eager. Back and forth is listening, but you're also looking at eyes, the size of the eyes. You're looking at nostrils. You're looking at head positioning, and then you're looking at body positioning. All of it is communication.
I think they would feel my fear.
Well, they would. And your heart rate, they would. But they would be afraid, not aggressive, because you were afraid.
They will feel it. They feel it in the ground.
They will definitely feel it. I remember riding a donkey, and I was so afraid I fell over the head of the donkey. He put his head down, and I fell right over the head.
Donkeys are actually smarter than horses. People think they're stubborn, but they're looking at a better way to do what you ask them to do.
Yeah, that's why I rode on them. That's why I got on the donkey. I'm like,
Well, we've heard stubborn as a mule. We know that's an old.
Yeah,
Stubborn as a mule.
That's a misnomer. They're actually
Is it?
very smart. They're smart and they want to figure out the best, safest, least amount of steps way for them.
Well, maybe that's why they're considered stubborn.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with being stubborn sometimes. If you
That's
believe in
right.
something, you believe in it.
Absolutely.
And then this final slide, as you can imagine, all the different seasons of the farm are pictured here. And the seasons of the farm are like the seasons of our lives. Some bring more challenges than others. We had a very difficult, very stressful winter here. The snow was frozen like concrete. We had a water main break behind the barn, and the horses were trapped in the barn for days, moving their manure, cleaning their stalls. Everything was more work than you can imagine. But we kept telling ourselves it's not going to last forever. So that's what in closing, I suggest to you when life is not linear and we're going to have the ups and downs, but to think about when you've been down in the past and how you have come back up. Now, this winter, I thought that I was going to live in a frozen tundra forever because every day seemed like so much work. But, here we are in the purple trees that blossomed in the spring, and then the beautiful sunsets. And then I'm back on my tractor mowing grass again. So just remember the seasons are temporary.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Adrienne, for your wonderful presentation and your introduction to holistic horsemanship to us. And I kept hearing today this was new, and this is new for me and for our group. And we really appreciate your kindness and all of your knowledge that you shared. I learned so much. Before we open it up to questions or final thoughts, just like we shared in the beginning, can you share how maybe someone on the call would be able to maybe participate in one of your sessions?
Yes. So currently I am a vendor for the Washington Home Grant. And my connection, my primary collaboration is with East of the River Hub. So East of the River Hub, and I serve currently wards 1, 7, and 8, but they coordinate like who comes, and then I coordinate the actual trip, the bus, the food. So I have been sending people to East of the River if they want to get involved or get on the waiting list to come to these. They're once a month, the outings to the farm.
Thank you. I'm putting in their phone number now, East of the River Strengthening Collaborative, East River Family Strengthening Collaborative. And so that's for wards 1, 7, and 8. But if someone did not live in those wards, we would just still take down that they're interested in it. Is that correct?
Yes, and then that would be good information for the Washington Home to have to open up to the other wards, I'm imagining. This is my second year with the grant, and we're still working it out.
Never say never for the other wards for this year, but just so that way we know you guys are interested. But yes, wards 1, 7, and 8. If you're can you share some future sessions if you're able to?
Yes.
So do you have any in August?
Yes. So well, that one's already full. August 26th is full. The next is September 30th.
Okay, and what ward is that?
You know what? I don't know, Alex.
Okay. Well, if they contact East River, they'll be able to. Okay.
Yes. September 30th, October 28th, November 18th, and December 2nd is what we have on the docket for now.
Okay. So each of those is a particular ward. So I would really call East River, and so that way you could learn more information on how you could participate in would you be able to share, like, so once they make the call, and what was your last trip like? I know you said
Oh,
you
it
had
was,
a trip
yeah,
recently.
yeah, it was amazing. So there's a pickup place where and then they get on the bus at the pickup. They drive to the farm, which I said is about an hour and a half. And then there's restrooms up in that beautiful building that you saw a picture of. So we kind of get everybody set up. We use the restroom, and then the horses are in the arena, and we go up to the arena and we interact and we learn about them. There's an opportunity to groom them. And then we get back on the bus just for a second and take a tour of the barn and see all of the horses in the barn. And then we head back up to the building where we start our lunch service. And then we go over this actual slideshow. But I'm adding slides to it all the time. And we do question and answer.
Amazing. And this is subsidized for the senior every senior that participates, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So it's all free. All you have to do is show up, right, Adrian?
Yeah. Yeah. Just make it. And look, we always ask that you wear closed-toed shoes, that you dress for the weather, and that your hands are free. You know, we have a lot of stuff. So if you ever have access to a backpack for your things you want to bring, so your hands are free to engage with the horses.
Thank you. Ms. Laura shared, in listening to you today and sharing your experience with horses, relating with people has made me feel relaxed today. Thanks for the presentation.
Oh, beautiful. And can I please tell you, it was an honor. I love your enthusiasm. I love your, curiosity. Horses are very curious. That's how they survive. And it was an honor to be here today.
Oh, thank you, Adrian. If you are interested in learning more or potentially even participating, so if you're in wards 1, 7, 8, I really highly recommend this trip. If you're not in those wards still, please let you know your interest, so that way we can let the Washington Home know that people from other wards are interested. If you are interested in learning more, please raise your hand in Zoom so I can just have this list, okay? If you're interested in learning more, I want you to raise your hand in Zoom. Whether you're participating, if you just want to learn more information. Again, if you're in Ward 178, you're able to participate. If not, again, the door isn't fully closed. So I will say the more interest, the more likely that will be able to occur. So we have 4 hands. Do we have any other hands? Again, keep your hands up, folks. Thank you so much. Again, especially if you are in wards 1, 7, and 8. I put East River's number in the chat. It's 202-397-7300. Again, that phone number is in the chat. The dates are also in the chat. So that way, again, if you see a date that may work for you and you call and you just see which ward it is, again, ward 1, 7, or 8, please put your hand up. So I think we had 5. Wow, thank you. Make sure you keep your hand up so that way I just have it down that you're interested. Please raise your hand if you are potentially interested. Okay. Again, I think I had someone else put their hand down. Make sure you keep your hand up in Zoom. But also, again, the link is in the chat. So hopefully others on the call are interested and you make the call if you're interested in going to the farm. While I see some hands, Adrian, any last thoughts? What's been the most fulfilling experience of your dream?
Oh, just to have my mental health clinic in a barn, because throughout my childhood, anytime I had a crisis or a stressor, I went to the barn. And I want to share that with the world. And I'm not saying the barn is everybody's place of healing, but everyone needs to find their barn. A safe, brave place to be.
Thank you, Adrian. I have your website also up here, and I'm sharing this in the chat as well, so that way you can learn more about HHS.
Thank you.
And it's a lovely website. It showcases all the programs. So someone asked about the one-to-one evaluations, the group sessions, I love the mindful moments that you have.
Yeah.
That mobile
Yeah.
unit program, I love it. Here's the gallery of some other pictures. Oh, look at this one. Look, they all have their heads down, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Everyone looks so happy. Oh, what's
That was
this?
Millie.
Who is this?
That was Millie.
Millie?
Yeah.
Oh,
My baby
Millie
girl.
seemed like a sweetheart.
Yes.
Um, I did get about 5 hands. Thank you again. Anyone else? Raise your hand, or if you want to unmute yourself and have any final questions or thoughts today, please unmute yourself. But if you're interested, please let me know. This just helps us see the interest in the program. Any other questions, comments for Adrian today?
I don't know anything about the biological makeup that much, but do the offspring tend to have the same coloration as the parents of the
Yes,
new
it would
horse?
depend. It would depend on the breeding, and people are very selective in their breeding. You want to breed quarter horse to quarter horse. It's all very orchestrated. You're looking at bloodlines, especially in the racehorse industry. You want those fast bloodlines. In jumpers, the same thing. You want to breed successful jumpers. Now, most breeding now is artificial insemination. So you fly in the semen from the stud that you want your mare to be bred with, because live breeding is again, very dangerous for the horse. And when you have a high dollar breeding program, you wouldn't want to do a live breed. You would want to do a frozen, and the vet carries it out, but the color is going to throw depending on genetics.
I see. I thought it might be genetically related.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Anyone else? Quick question, comment for Adrian today? Ms. Carolyn, any thoughts? Thank you for joining us.
Yes, I have enjoyed this to the fullest. I'm interested in learning more, but I'm allergic to horses.
Oh, okay.
But it has been such a fantastic presentation from beginning to end. And I've learned so much more about horses.
I'm so grateful for your comments.
Thank you, Ms. Carolyn. Anyone else?
I can just say ditto.
Oh, thank you. Yvonne, you asked such great questions today. I love all your questions today.
Thank you.
Well, I enjoyed it also, but somehow my antennas went up when Adrian said that artificial insemination looked like I was raised on the farm for 17 years and looked like I fear all this artificial insemination.
Yeah, I can
because if a cow was in heat, it's nothing you could do. She would break out the pasture and get with a bull.
Oh yeah. 100%, Bessie.
The same with the dogs and with the cats down south. All of them would get with the mate.
Yep. It's true. It's true.
And I'm feeling for the animals. I hope everything continued to go well.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Phil.
That's a good thought.
Well, again, make sure everyone fills out our survey today, and so that way you can add any comments. So if you're also interested in learning more, please share that in the comments for our poll. But Adrian, this is definitely one of our highlights of the week, of the month for our sessions, and hopefully you can come back and share some pictures as well, and you'll see some hopefully new faces coming on. And for more folks to do, I love for some of our seniors to come on your trip. I mean, honestly, that would be so amazing. So
I would love to go.
Oh, well, thank you, Ms. Hill, for your interest. Make all of the information's in the chat. East River's phone number is in the chat, so you'll be able to give them a call and say you're interested.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. It's been an honor.
I really enjoyed the show.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
I
it.
enjoyed
Enjoyed
the
everything.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Adrian.
That was good.
Thank you so
You gonna
much.
hit
Much.
little
Bye
CBC?
bye.
I
Great show
enjoyed it.
today.
All right. Bye bye.